What it do? There's so much fun stuff that you guys have done in your lives that I want to get to talk about, and I want people to get to hear about. I would like more than 4 or 5 people to get to hear about it. I mean, wouldn't that be neat?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Maybe if we start talking and sound like we're having a good time.
That's the way this works. I know.
Yeah,
cool.
there it is. Like that?
That's it. There it is. You guys get it. Yeah. See, that's perfect. All right. Well, as we wait for some more people to come in, we don't necessarily have to wait too long. Welcome to Ranger Stop and Pop. That is to both our guests and to our guests out here. Thank you for being here, everybody. It's a small but mighty panel at the moment. I'll sit here.
Cool.
Excellent.
I love how they took us out of the room with the hundreds of people in it and brought us into a back room with no people into
Very
it.
important.
Nobody's here.
Hey, that guy loves you.
Love you too.
It's kind of weird.
Thanks, Dad.
Oh, see, now we're getting there. Now we can turn this into that kind of panel. We have 2 child actors here. It's going to turn into that anyway.
It's been that kind of panel. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit this right here.
Oh, yeah. By the way, nice to meet you both. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm
This is
Steve
wonderful.
with Ranger Stop and Pop.
Hi,
and you guys
Steve.
are awesome. Is your first Ranger Stop for either of you?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, both of us.
Cool. Well, thanks
Yours
for coming
too?
to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
First time.
Excellent.
Couple of newbies here.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, new to the con. Who knows? Hopefully, it's a good weekend for you guys.
Yeah.
I've already been having a good time.
Yeah.
I like coming out and traveling and going to these events anyway.
Meeting
so.
people,
Yeah.
seeing our fans.
All of
and
that.
It's kind of cool.
But this is like heavy Power Rangers.
Oh,
this
yeah.
This one's got a lot of Power Rangers.
Lot of Power
that's a big deal.
Rangers.
There's mostly Power Rangers on the T-shirt. I got the shirt today, guys. I got to pimp the shirt so that you guys
Oh,
can go out and get
yeah.
one. 'cause
That's
they're-
pretty darn
Yeah.
awesome. Hey,
But
you've got Hector on there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Hector's my buddy.
Oh, he's a good dude.
He's
He
a
lives
good
down
dude.
in Orlando. Yeah, not that matters, but
Yeah.
I'm buddies with Walter. He's my Power Ranger buddy.
He's your Power
Oh,
Ranger
that's
fan? I'm like excited to meet Walter because I did watch him
yeah, I was
growing
gonna
up.
say when you guys were young,
yeah.
did you
You get
watch
a
the
chance.
Power Rangers? I know this isn't about the Power Rangers, it's about
Right.
you guys, but like, you kind of the age for the Power Rangers.
Yeah, I mean, I remember coming home from school. I never watched it, but you couldn't help but see it because it was
Yeah.
always on
That
all
would
the
make
time.
sense, even if it wasn't your demographic.
Yeah, exactly.
For that year, everything.
So I don't know really anything about it except for the fact that they were doing karate and they were in those outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyond that,
But now
Sorry,
you're
guys.
friends with some of them all these years later from all the stuff you guys did.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the cool part.
But let's talk about you guys. That's why we're here. We're not here to talk about the Power Rangers. You've done some fun things. We'll go with the Mighty Ducks. I mean, why not talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
I feel so blessed to be in that movie
Yeah.
because, like, you know, I just get nothing but love from being in that. And it was something I did when I was 13, 14, 15. So
Yeah.
it's been nice. It's been a beautiful thing to have been a part of.
That's awesome. And you actually just came back to acting again, right? You in Jesus, what is it?
Yeah, I did a movie called Jesus Revolution. If you guys haven't seen it, like, I would strongly recommend this movie.
Whoa.
It's a Christian-based movie,
I love that.
but you don't feel like that when you're watching it. It just feels like an awesome movie. So
You kind of want that. It's not hitting you over the head all the
Absolutely,
time with the
yeah.
positive message that it's trying to portray.
But
We've all-
I left the
Yeah.
theater wanting Jesus in my life, and I'm not joking at all when I say that.
That's
So
cool.
That's beautiful.
Do with that message what you will. So yeah, I had a great
that's-
time doing that movie. It was my first movie role, like after a long hiatus. Mm-hmm. You know, I did some other stuff.
Yeah.
I
mean,
that is yours to talk about. That,
Yeah, well,
that is yours to talk about.
I had just
I
a
would
whole
ask you about it.
I had like a whole public kind of story about addiction and recovery. Now that I'm on the other side of it, so I like to get out and talk to
Congratulations,
people
by the
about
way.
recovery and things like Jesus and stuff like that, which
Amen.
is a total 180 from where I was. So take it from me, if you or anybody you know wants to turn your life around, it's completely possible. That's my message.
It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's-
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
That is, I mean, that's kind of tough to follow up, though.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, wow.
You don't
Like,
follow
what
up
do
the
I
Almighty
do?
by talking about all that.
No, you don't. I mean,
Jesus Christ. And in other news, what have you guys got to
Wow, that's
Sorry
a
about-
great segue. Yeah, Jesus Christ, what a great segue. No, but it's you guys are so much fun. Just having you both around here, and
Thank you.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about obviously all that and Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. That makes you both a Disney Channel and Nickelodeon kid.
Yeah, they're
So that's two different
two
kinds
different
of trauma.
worlds, two different.
I kind of wanted to hear about that because I've talked to a
yeah.
couple of people but never is anybody in both universes.
Now that I think about it, I don't think there's too many people that have done
A Disney and a
both.
past.
Maybe
Yeah.
like a small handful, but
That's a separate lane.
Yeah, I hadn't thought. Yeah,
yeah, I think there's like maybe.
Katrina, did you say?
Yeah,
What did she do?
Gary L. Gray,
Okay.
because he did Rocket Power and even Stevens. So that's both sides.
And Keenan, right? Not Keenan?
Keenan. Christina Vidal. She did both sides.
You can make a argument for Keenan because he did all that, but then he did the Ducks.
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
is true.
Very
I guess
good.
that's what
That
I was
is
thinking of.
okay. Well, yeah, technically,
degrees.
yes, absolutely.
We got a technicality,
We got a
folks.
technicality, but yeah, no, as far as like being on the live action side of the whole thing, it's amazing. I mean, we all kind of grew up and ran together, so it really wasn't a huge deal, I guess, for me as an actor wise to come to the other side. But to say that there wasn't a Nick kid, Disney kid rivalry, it was there. There was a little animosity between the two, but
There usually even was on the playground. The kids were different. They were
yeah,
like,
even
"Watch these shows." I don't watch them.
you're a Nickelodeon
I'm a-
kid.
I'm a AD
You're a
kid.
Disney
What are you
kid.
doing?
Yeah. So I'm blessed to say that the first half or the first part of my career was heavy Nickelodeon based, and then I stopped to do a couple of movies, and then switched over to Disney side. So I got to get a whole nother generation of fans from from Disney. And then with Disney, my fan base expanded to internationally. So I've met people in, Malaysia, South Africa. I have a huge fan base in Brazil that is, it's wow. It's like, thank you. Oh yeah, we love you on Sweet Life, and they pick up all of the Sweet Life or That's So Raven. So it's one of the two. So
I didn't even mention that, so I forgot to even mention that one. But of course, equally good a role.
Thank you,
with the
thank
Disney
you.
Channel. That's fantastic.
Well,
you.
Natanya Ross is like my BFF in life, right? From
Yeah.
Alex Mack, right?
I never got a chance to meet her.
Oh, really?
Huge fan of hers. A friend of mine, R.J. Smith, he did Alan Strange, and so they had their shows kind of back to back to each other and whatnot. But yeah.
It's crazy. It's like small world, but big world.
Right.
You got to figure you're going to cross paths with some people at some point in this industry,
As far as
Especially-
rivalries
yeah.
go.
which can be a bad thing perhaps too. But
No,
all
I
good?
mean,
Oh, excellent.
I mean, I guess for me, I didn't see anything
good.
negative, or I
Excellent.
didn't have any negative experiences for
That's
the most part.
fantastic.
It
a
was.
lot of people growing up in the acting world wouldn't be able to say that, so that's fantastic.
So as far as rivalries go,
Okay.
the guys from Sandlot, I think, wish there were more than there is a rivalry against them and the Mighty Ducks guys.
I could totally see that. Absolutely see that.
It's weird, like when they're a bunch of they just kind of like shit talk each other and grab crotches and spit kind of guys, and like the Ducks
Small
crew,
balls.
yeah, we're all just like, we tell each other we love each other and stuff like that.
Aw, there's all love there. I love
there
that.
is. But it makes sense, like when you watch the two movies, it kind of makes sense.
It gives you, yeah. it
We're
definitely
all
has a
about
vibe.
like the heart, and the Sandlot guys are like
The grit.
Yeah,
The heart and the grit.
It's kind of like that in real life.
Nice little balance. I like that.
Both are really good movies too, so I mean that's pretty cool that it's not
Mighty
like
Ducks is way better than
Yeah.
Sandlot.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I'm gonna say it.
yeah, I mean that's
I'm gonna say it.
no, it's a
So you don't have to,
world.
okay?
Yeah.
There you go.
She's unbiased, exactly, impartial, right there.
Yeah, I mean, Sandlot 2 was great.
Was it?
No,
I didn't
It's
see
horrible.
that one. Oh yeah, I know.
Sorry. Sorry, no, it was terrible. Direct to DVD.
You can still buy it at Kmart on VHS
Sure.
somewhere.
Yeah.
There's still Kmart's?
Wherever it is, that's where that VHS tape is.
They're keeping those Kmart's open. They're not shutting the door.
Where?
You walk in there and it feels like it's half closed.
No,
There was one at Key Largo up to
No,
last year, but
Kmart's
it
are like
closed.
Sonics. They're there, but they're not there. They don't exist. Like, where are these Sonic
Slush
figures?
waiting on the
I've
bulldozer.
never seen one.
You've never seen a Sonic?
No, I
What
keep
city are you
seeing
from?
the commercials.
Yeah, there's some up.
Your house might not be real though. We don't know.
See, I'm
Which
like,
city you live at?
I live in Atlanta. No, I'm not telling you that. I was like, they don't exist.
We gotta get her a Sonic burger.
Yes, that and
Drive in
Arby's.
for a change.
Like Arby's, like how did Arby's end up buying 31 flavors? Like they bought Baskin Robbins.
I
Like
didn't even hear about that.
yeah,
Wow.
where did you get the money?
for that?
And just turn them into roast beef restaurants?
And no, they kept them franchise. They
Second
just
flavor is roast beef now.
that's
That's it.
gross.
We have the flavors.
Somebody would try that. They would buy it if they sold it, and then you know they would sell out of it.
They
too.
do have puke marshmallows. I mean, not marshmallows, jelly beans.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Like
That-
jelly beans?
Yes.
why though?
For like the game. It's like a Russian roulette game for
yeah.
jelly
Oh,
beans.
and you
So you
get
don't
the
know if
puke one.
you're
So eat
if you don't know if you're getting pay or puke.
prize. Yeah,
Disgusting.
Yeah, it's
that
gross.
sounds absolutely terrible.
That's yeah.
You know, they have a popcorn flavored jelly bean, and they might as well relabel that
That
puke.
puke?
Yeah.
Oh,
Terrible.
that's not. I mean, it depends. Everybody, you know, the what is it? The Jelly Belly.
It's
what
a
are we
jelly
talking
belly.
about?
talking about jelly bellies now.
This has gone
We're
off the
on track
rails.
here.
We are totally
They're with us,
off
though.
the
They're with us.
We're
rails. Hey,
15 minutes in.
hey, see,
This is a
see. Okay, all right, here we
absolutely a
go.
group forum. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's a good call. Oh, there you go. Harry Potter. Bring another franchise in.
There you go.
That's all we got to do.
They did give those away at if you guys went to the Harry Potter experience. They did give Jelly Belly.
Universal.
Oh, not just at Universal. They had
yeah.
pop-ups.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they were pretty cool.
I didn't get mine.
Oh,
We're gonna have them do another pop up so you can get one.
Did last year.
oh, I went to the one in Chicago. That one was
Oh,
cool.
that's cool. That
Yeah,
sounds cool.
That was nice.
They should have given out the jelly beans like buy the big bean in Chicago. That's theming.
I mean
You
that
know?
that would be good marketing
Bean
for
at the
them.
bean,
The bean at the
no.
bean.
You're a funny guy. I hope I didn't just interrupt you. You're a very funny guy. Do you do any stand-up comedy at all?
I'm sitting down most of the time, but no. To be honest, I would like to do more of that. I
Yeah?
just get to have fun with you guys at a panel like this.
Well, I have a show. Crazy time to bring this up, but I've got a show
here.
Hey,
I've got a stand-up show in Woodstock.
hey.
Woodstock, the place?
Yeah.
Yeah. At Mad Life Stages on the 22nd of June, you guys.
Is here in Georgia?
Here in Georgia.
All right.
It's in Woodstock.
That's right. There's 1,000 Woodstocks, and I thought. And then
Okay, there's one in LA. There's one.
see?
Yes, so there's more than one.
Okay, so I need to say Woodstock, Georgia.
Yeah. So I was like,
Frankly, I didn't know there was a Woodstock, Georgia. I apologize.
Neither did I
In
until a
Georgia,
couple
but
weeks ago.
You know, okay.
hey.
They booked you.
Forgot about
There's a
it.
Vermont. Look at that.
Apparently, yeah.
We've got
I just
everywhere.
thought there was one, and it was about the concert. But anyway, they.
That's the one I thought too.
Right. Well, we like the people in Woodstock because they booked me for a show. Like, so yeah.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
But anyway,
why we're here.
I do need an opener for my show there on the 22nd. So for about 5 minutes.
That would be awesome. I live in Orlando. I wouldn't be in town. Fly me up for the 5 minutes.
Shit.
Yeah, on the budget that we have. But thank you for that. That means a lot to me.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll do it. I can stand
Yeah,
up.
I was going to say she's right. Let me.
Done.
I get a finder's fee. Yes.
No,
Actually, he
alright.
gets the finder's fee, but I'm taking it.
I mean, yeah.
He's in Orlando still trying to reach in our pockets.
I
from
know.
Florida.
Come on now.
Everywhere you can get a piece.
Hollywood, folks. Hollywood.
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 Yeah, but no, if you have a few minutes and you would like to do it, I would love to have you. That'd be great.
Absolutely.
No
Sweet.
way.
So
That's great.
22nd.
27.
Yeah, in Georgia, in Woodstock, Georgia.
This month?
Georgia.
This month.
Of June.
Yeah, like
It's
next week.
That's like only 5 days away.
Yeah.
That's my, the 23rd is my 10-year wedding anniversary.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's awesome. And you're going to celebrate it by opening the night before.
I know. That's why I was like, ooh, can I do it? Lorenzo.
Lorenzo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great name.
That's his name.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty cool dude. And
Meh.
congratulations on 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
that's
10
awesome.
years.
But I wish that at least one of us were available for you, because that would
You
be a
know
lot of fun,
what?
Sean. Yeah.
I'm going to talk to Mr. and see what's up, but I
to him.
think he would be like, hell yeah,
Things like
baby,
this
go
happen
do it.
organically for
Yeah.
a reason, right? You know, that's what I say. That in front of Ranger Stop and Pop. we
I
can
mean,
make that
yes.
happen, right?
It's
Yeah, I mean,
I've been saying I wanted to get back and stand up anyway, and I've been like rehearsing a couple of things.
it's the
and
10-year anniversary. You'll still be opening, just not for him.
that's fine.
I had to say that. I know that. Listen, I know it's in a child panel, and they said keep it clean, but I had to say that.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love it.
Thanks for not being upset.
I think that was an appropriate thing to say.
I have a very skewed sense of humor. You're going to enjoy it.
Okay, good.
Oh,
Thanks for not being offended. I'm not trying to get canceled on the first day of the convention.
Yeah.
I know.
We just got here. Come on, loosen up. All right.
There is something to be said about the small.
Yes.
Right?
I mean,
When you
yeah,
come
this
that
is.
way, it gets a little.
We can get a little
different.
risque.
Yeah.
Kind
With a
of.
group like this.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
You know, a little something.
Just a little bit.
A little bit.
Just a tip.
Do you guys have any questions?
That's what I was going to ask next. Very good moderation.
Great idea.
What do you got?
Come on, sweetie.
Oh, yeah. You pull that orange. Hang on, we've got some of these.
Oh, you want?
Yes.
Oh, you want me to pull this? This lovely
Oh, my God.
Kids' Choice Award that I have.
Oh, shit.
That is awesome.
This,
What did you get the award for?
I got it for favorite TV show for being on All That.
Oh, no way. I mean, that's not a surprise. That's really cool because you deserve
Yes.
it. Is it like a, what is it?
It's a kaleidoscope.
Do you look through that? I mean, does somebody, I don't want to break it. Let him do
So,
it.
oh, sorry. He was
I'm like, I don't want to touch it. It's already broken.
It's not broken.
so cool.
I have dropped it a few times, hence why it's in the case.
Oh, I'll
but
try it next.
It's, you know.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's got a little weight to it. Most
let me
most people
try.
are surprised about that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Was that Dan Schneider?
No.
I put the mic down. You can still hear me.
Yeah.
I was afraid that if I put my eye up to it, I was going to get slimed.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Awesome.
No.
Oh, you can't do that at Ranger Stop.
You
No.
did drop it right there, huh?
I did. I told you I dropped it.
But it's well prepared, though. But that's the real deal, official one.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is it. This is 2014. We were there.
Yeah, congratulations.
And thank
You
you.
deserve it. Yeah, talk about the night. Talk about it if you
Okay,
want to.
so we were there.
We got time.
We had hell we do. We were.
Be a great story.
Yay! So Kids Choice Awards, I think they just did the live action of Scooby Doo, so the cast was all there, and they usually do it at UCLA. They have a huge stadium there, and the cool thing about the Kids Choice Awards is everybody sits with everybody. So fans are sitting in with celebrities, and you're just kind of mixed in. So it's really fun and exciting experience because during the commercial breaks, because this is shot live, you get to run up and meet other people, and that was our year, and everyone was like, okay, you guys, we're going to win this year because we were nominated the year before, and we didn't win, but this time we won. But they didn't announce our category on TV.
Oh, man.
They ran out of time. And so we didn't find out we won until the after party. And everybody was coming up to us like, congratulations, congratulations. And I was like, what?
That's crazy.
Like, you're here. I'm like, nice to meet you. Like, I'm, me not thinking, but yeah, they were like, oh yeah, you won, and then they put a big commercial up for us afterwards, and I got this in the mail. So I was like, yay, I won, but I didn't get to go up and accept it. But things happen.
Then all you do is you take a selfie with it when it comes.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey guys, remember I did win.
I did win this.
You just don't have any video of it.
Check it out, you guys. Yeah. Well, congratulations nonetheless.
Yeah. So
Even
did
without a video, you are awesome, and that is a cool thing to have. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Going back.
Come in that box?
No, it didn't come in the box. Remember, I dropped it, so I had to buy
This
a box.
should have come in the box.
It
It's a
should
nice-
have.
and
I
like you got
know.
Nickelodeon stickers
Well,
on there.
I had to make it full nostalgic.
Monsters.
I got
Yeah.
the All Real Monsters, a little bit of Hey Arnold,
Rugrats are
the
on there.
Rugrats are all over the place. So I had to do it
gotta put it
right. Pick it up,
appropriately,
pick it up appropriately, and got a little all black on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least you got that. I didn't get anything from being in the Mighty Ducks except a bunch of bruises all over my body.
Okay, so can
man.
we talk about this?
Yo,
so you
I know.
actually trained, right?
We
for
did. Yeah.
How long was your training process? Because for Bring It On, our training process, we had 3 weeks. No, 3 months of cheer camp.
Wow, that's a lot.
Because we had to actually learn the routines, we had to do the stunts, we had to
And you had to look good.
and actually look like we knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
But Yeah, it was kind of intense. So I'm
Ours was
curious.
very similar. It was a
Yeah.
3-month camp, but before each movie, they would take us to another one.
Yeah.
So, but all of us, every single one of us, and this is not even a rumor but at this point, we all lied and told them we knew how to play hockey.
Oh, it's how you get any of the jobs.
Exactly.
I can do it.
Fake it till you make it.
Not one of us in that movie has a story of like, yeah, we said we couldn't skate, and they were like, you're hired anyway. So these people thought that when we got there, they had like a
To actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
And to their shock, that was not
That was
the case.
not the case.
So yeah, it was painful. I think I
Made
was.
it more realistic, though.
It did, yeah, because we definitely were horrible. I think probably of all the guys, it probably took me the longest to like get it. Probably because I was shaped like a donut. It's not the best to try to learn how to skate
But
when
they
you're
put you in the right place.
They
The
did.
goalie.
It's true, the
Like, you
goalie.
just.
grateful for that. Yeah.
That's all you got to just.
Yeah. And the padding was nice.
The padding, yeah.
I couldn't put my own pads on myself, so I would just like lay down and they would strap me into that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's showbiz, huh? You
I
got a team of
mean,
people
you
to do that.
know, it is not easy to do what we do.
I was
you
going to
know?
say, too, and a show, to go back to a show like All That with so much different variety and so many different costumes and weird things that you would do, like basically Saturday Night Live.
Yes, it is a Saturday Night Live for kid. I think the grossest sketch that we did was Tilt-A-Hurl. And if you guys don't remember, it's a sketch where they pretty much put people on a roller coaster and then other people are waiting in line to get on the roller coaster, but they get thrown up on from the people who were on the roller coaster beforehand. So you're there and you're talking and and you just get all over you. And yeah, the slime was better than the puke.
What did they use for the puke?
What didn't they use for
yeah.
the puke? We had oatmeal and hot dogs and yeah, corn. There was always corn.
It had to be corn.
There's always corn because corn never digests.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's the same coming and going.
it's in and out. It's corn. So I think that was probably our grossest sketch, but sugar and coffee was our messiest sketch. Yeah.
Wow.
They literally just poured gallons and gallons of sugar and flat Coke on you.
Oh, because it looked better than coffee and it
Right.
was hot, the right temperature and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah.
So it just yeah. It was
So if
there
any
was
of it-
always a shower. We
if
all
any
had
of it
showers.
spilled on you, it still didn't taste good. It was just flat Coke.
Well, if you did sugar and coffee, you had to do the sugar first and figure out a way to like clog your tongue because remember
Okay.
it's like a giant
Yeah.
spout, so you're drowning in sugar and then you go over, you still have a mouthful of sugar in your mouth and you go over to the coffee side and then you have the coffee and so the sugar now turns into gelatinous and it's clogged, so you're literally suffocating on stage.
This is one of the weirdest skills to need to acquire.
I need
as an actor. It's like yes, and then what?
Yeah.
Yes, and
so,
yes,
and,
no,
then,
but
and then
that's-
you still have to perform and like spit out the chunk of sugar that has now congealed into your mouth. And all right, guys, yeah, let's keep going. And in front of a live audience, and then they're like, all right, cut, let's do it again.
No, it's fine. That was a good take. Yeah. Oh man. Does anybody out there have any other questions?
Anyone else?
Oh, right
Yeah.
up front. Perfect. Thank you for being out there, Dana.
Okay, so you guys weren't used to playing hockey, and then you had boot camp. So I'm going to assume bad injuries. Were there?
There was
injuries.
several
Oh, my
injuries.
I
God.
mean, I know for a fact, like, a common injury is usually that skate being, very sharp. And
Yeah, one guy, we had one of the ducks lost a finger actually.
Yeah, tell a story. It's not good. Tell it. Yeah.
We were just skating, and all of a sudden you just heard screaming. And it wasn't from the pain. I think it was from the realization that he lost a digit. I think that's what did it.
Yeah.
And there was finger, like the ring finger. And I
Was
think
it like a nub or like the whole?
it was like it was most of it. It was most of it. Yeah.
Was there a good choice? Like which finger? Like was there a better one?
Yeah, like,
You're like,
no,
which was this off? Which one would you have wanted it to be?
if you lose a nub, then you you can kind of like play it off.
Yeah.
But if you're losing like a whole finger, that's,
we
you
don't
know.
And I think they
Like
tried to
this.
sew it on because they had like Disney money behind it, but it just didn't work. They gave it their best shot, but the finger just didn't want to. Yeah.
Needed a little more imagineering on that
And
one.
that was probably the most severe injury, but yeah, we were terrible. All of us were banged up.
Ouch.
I had a lot of groin injuries. Not sure if it was from the hockey or something else I was experimenting with at the time.
Cool. That's great. It's awesome.
But yeah, no, I did have stretching is remember to stretch, folks, before you exercise. I had a lot of groin
Or
pain.
other things.
Yeah, and,
Exactly. That's still.
and then I would get hit by pucks sometimes in areas that weren't covered, like your wrist bone, really, so places like that. Sometimes a puck would find its way in, or the throat. A couple times. Yeah, I caught one in the throat a couple times. But nothing too
What did
crazy.
they
We're all
do?
here.
Just be like, suck it up.
Basically,
Another take.
yeah. No, actually, they just would ignore me and wait till I stopped complaining. Basically, is what happened. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of,
Was it like, there's 1,000 other kids who want to be on this team? I don't want to hear you complain again.
I think we all kind of just felt that inherently. I don't think they had to remind us.
All of this for your childhood.
So you guys can have some laughs.
No, that is actually an interesting, warm turnaround. I'm making it all dark and stuff, but like a warm turnaround. You've done so many people love it. How do you feel about that? I know that's kind of a generic question, but like, you get fans that are coming and like, I loved this skit, or of course the Mighty Ducks, right? Or I love you on the Sweet Life.
I'm always touched by it. I really didn't understand like the magnitude of the impact the Mighty Ducks had on people.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of this stuff reminds people of when they were young and kind of carefree, and they sort of associate these movies with that time period. And I think that's also cool to be like associated with that. For them.
Yeah, I think also because.
Bye guys, thanks for
Bye,
coming.
thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Enjoy.
See you later. I'm sure we will.
We'll see him around.
Yeah, we'll see him around.
I love it.
Cool. Also, the big thing for, I guess, us is we didn't have social media. So if you guys had a cult classic like the Mighty Ducks, everybody knew about it. But for us as actors on the other side, maybe just speaking for myself, I didn't realize how significant all that or any of the stuff that I did impacted people until I got on social media. And that's when they were like, yo, the first time I seen somebody that looked like me, or, wow, you gave me the courage to go out for cheerleading, or blah, blah, blah. Like, I had no idea, for me, it was just, I was doing something that I love, and I jokingly say that all that was just a cool summer job because we did shoot in the summertime, and then I'd go back to school like I was a regular kid.
You were just in a regular public school and everything?
Yeah, I went to a performing arts school in San Diego.
Awesome.
Yeah. But we didn't have social media, so it didn't click or register that it was that significant until now, really.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Like, culturally, we didn't understand how relevant it was because we weren't out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's totally different now than it is today.
Interestingly, do you think it would have changed you if, like, say, Mighty Ducks came out and you can go on Facebook and read about it, like, what at your age then? Because we didn't have it. I think we're close to the same age, you and I. And then I'm not sure how old you are.
I'm
but-
older than both of you. I think it definitely would have been absolutely different. Like, I can't even imagine having what happened to me happen like now. I don't even know if I'd be able to cope with it. I don't know how these young kids are able to deal with it.
It's very interesting. Part of me is like, I think I would still be the same, but I also think my social anxiety would be like,
anxiety, because we measure so much by what we see of other people. Yeah.
Right. And it's for the new kids, because I do mentor a couple of the newer kids that are out now, and I always tell them, like, hey, your parents, please be a parent and monitor what your kid is seeing, like, even in this magnitude as a child star, like, it is imperative because it can go either way. Yes, it can be very positive and amazing and reaching out to your fans and having that connection, but developmentally you will kind of give your own self-worth into what other people saying instead of having your own identity. because you're playing a character. You want to be people pleasing for other people. So it's a whole thing. But yeah.
I had a thought exercise where I just contemplate, like, would the Mighty Ducks even have been a thing the way it is if it came out nowadays, like in the era that it's in now?
It's another good question because it was just the right time. Are kids even doing that anymore?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Do they even talk about a movie like that to go see on the weekends?
Yeah, that's a fair question.
I mean, I don't think anybody watched Game Changers, so I don't know if that's significant.
There's a fan.
All right, we got.
Well,
so people are so there's, I guess, you know,
they're out there.
Yeah,
2 people in this room.
It's there,
and it's not the biggest room.
It might be 10%. 10% of them.
You know,
Watch the reunion episode.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, now with streaming and how people are consuming content and entertainment as a whole, it's completely different. So
What I mean is, what I meant to say is, like, the new Game Changers didn't really do for the young kids what the Ducks did for that.
fair,
generation.
Absolutely fair.
absolutely. Game
Absolutely
Changers
true.
was primarily for the original Duck fans, like
Yeah.
to see if you guys were even going to come back or how is this going to work for their kids. It's something to share with our generation's kids. If that makes sense?
Yeah, totally. That's why I want to be in the new season if they have one.
That's what you should.
Trying to
go
get
back.
them to make a season 3.
It can happen. Oh, it's canceled. Oh, you can't say that word here. Canceled. Not in front of actors.
It's on a long hiatus.
Long hiatus pending
It's
writers.
been canceled forever.
Pending the writer's strike and
writer's strike,
hopefully
writer's
not the
strike,
SAG
writer's
strike.
strike, writer's
Yay!
strike, yeah.
Yes, sir. In the back.
Right there, my friend.
So Shaun, like one of the first things I remember seeing you on, like was like Webster back in the day, but also Pee-wee's
Shit.
Playhouse. Do you have any stories from that era?
Yo!
You got to talk about it.
Pee-wee's Playhouse was crazy. First of all, Pee-wee and I share a birthday, and since we... that was pretty good. Since then, since we met each other, he has sent me a birthday card every single year or reached out every single year since I was 6 years old.
Even now?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, we actually talk more now than we ever did because he was just like, hey, I want to be there for you in your life, so reach out, and I did. So that's the kind of guy he is.
Freaking love that.
Yeah, he's so amazing. He really is like a real-life version of the character that he plays in those movies, just like really sweet and gentle. And that movie was crazy because I was 6 years old, and I had just seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Adventure, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I was on the set, and I didn't really understand the difference between play and make-believe. And so the whole thing was just very convoluted. And I remember going home to my friends in my neighborhood and trying to convince them that this guy I knew and was hanging out with had a talking chair.
Oh, God.
And they're like, no, you don't understand. I'm being real with you guys. And then I also remember the day the veil got pulled off on Showbiz for me was the day I found out there was a guy sitting in the talking chair.
Yeah.
And that was like, I got it. I was like, okay, Hollywood, this is all bullshit. I get it now.
Yeah, and see,
And I was into it. Like, I remember thinking, I like this.
You seen behind the curtain. You
Yes,
wanted in.
I
Yeah,
wanted
you
to be an actor
That was
from
you
that
now.
moment.
Yeah.
you started a hell of a lot younger than I did. But I was in plays and theater and stuff like that around the same age. And then I didn't get all that until I was almost a teenager, like 12, 13. But man, to see that fantasy, that illusion just being broken so early. Aw.
Yeah. That
I
is good.
remember, I have an all that story.
That's the thing. Yeah.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had I wanted to be on that show very badly, and they had a recasting one season, and I put all my characters together and got my best stuff together, and I thought I was going to be on that show. I went and got, the honeymooners, like, of course,
Yeah.
I went and got, like, that bus driver outfit, and I had, like, several costume changes, and I thought to myself, even if they don't think I'm funny, they're going to give me the part just for effort. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, and I was wrong. They did not give me the part. But I was like, what do you have to do to get on that damn show? I really crushed my audition.
I'll tell you. I can tell you.
What has to happen?
I had to come up with 3 characters, and you perform the 3 characters, kind of like a one-person show, and then you do some sides. If you guys don't know what sides, this is like a little piece of the script. That's sides. Then you do the sides, and of course you have to be funny because you're doing it in front of Brian Robbins and freaking
Mike Tolan.
Mac Tolan and Dan Schneider. So it's kind of. It was kind of intimidating to see them, because you're like, man, these guys created Nickelodeon. Like, anything that Dan touches was gold. And to audition in front of him, it was like, all right, I gotta bust this out. I gotta do my best. And sure enough, it happened. So yeah.
Those were the guys, if you don't know, the guys she just mentioned, they were the guys that were on Head of the Class. You guys remember that show? So yeah, there were 2 of the like classmates on that show, and now they went on to like create Nickelodeon. Well,
And basically, and then
now
What we know of as Nickelodeon.
Owning.
Yeah,
and then
those
they went on
programs,
to do a lot of other stuff in Hollywood, like big stuff.
We get time for another question down there, I think.
Cool
Yeah.
beans.
Do you remember the characters you did?
Yes, I played an old grandma that would pull food and everything else out of her bra. I played a person in the mental hospital who had schizophrenia and multiple personalities, so I ended up doing like 7 characters in that one character.
Clever, that's clever.
And then I did a baby doll coming to life, talking about how terrible her owner is. But in like a funny, yeah. So everything that I did was very clever, and I wrote it all myself, and I had to like really do it. And the characters that I came up with was from things that I saw in my actual life. And my uncle used to work in a mental institute, and he used to tell me the craziest stories about what happened at work. Like one day he came home from work and he had a bite mark in his shoe. Like the front toe was just gone. And I was like, what happened? He's like, he bit me. Like, that's it. He bit me. So he
got sharp teeth.
Yeah,
Too.
I mean, and I just kind of put all of that together and made this character. And there's nothing better in the world than to hear people laugh, and then to get Dan Schneider to literally belly laugh and almost fall out of his seat was like one of my biggest accomplishments for me.
When
That's
did you feel like
fantastic.
you had the part at that moment?
I was going to ask, what did you know?
Yeah, so when they recasted my season, I was actually the first one that they picked out of the new 7. So they told me, I want to say like a week or 2 before my birthday, that I officially got the role. And then they
Well, happy
made me,
birthday, yeah.
I was like, heck yeah. So they told me that, and then they had me come up again and audition, and I came in character. I came in dressed and everything. I had costume changes in the middle of it and stuff. So it was
I wasn't the only one.
No, I mean, you know what? I was always taught, and that's from theater training. You dress the part. You do.
For sure.
You do it, and
It changes how you feel and act and think and all that.
Absolutely.
Did any of your stuff or any characters that were similar to your audition ever get put on the show?
Yes, but they gave it to Jamie Lynn Spears.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, I was actually going to ask about that because I thought I'd heard something like that, but it's kind of scandalous. But like,
Interesting.
at what age were you when that started? Like you have to grow up fast when that happens and see the ugly side of a thing.
What?
You know?
Next question.
He has a question. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I would
What's
imagine.
that?
I would imagine. I love your positivity.
That's crazy. Can you talk about booking Bring It On and Freedom Riders at the same time?
Yeah. So I booked Freedom Riders and Bring It On at the same time. I was kind of in between. I had just finished all that actually, and I told Dan, I said, hey, I kind of want to do movies, and he was like, all right, bye. So I left, and I auditioned for both of them, and surprisingly got it. And that was a very crazy year and a half, because I did Bring It On first. We did all the cheer training, then shot the movie, and then I had like maybe a week break and went right into Freedom Riders. And that was going from like, hey, hey, happy comedy, da da da, and then switching to something very heavy and dark like Freedom Riders, it was kind of intense. But you know, that's the role of an actor. You're supposed to be.
It gave you the chance to have the range.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like nobody.
If
then,
you're not diving into that other
Right.
zone, you're not really playing, right?
No, and I think that role really solidified for other people because people had only seen me as a comedian.
Yeah.
And that is actually what Richard, the director, said. He was like, yo, where have you been hiding? Like,
Yeah.
you're really good.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, yeah, I'm a comedian. Nobody takes me seriously, so I don't really get a chance to audition for more.
For those roles.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That most people don't call me in because they immediately associate me with a Nickelodeon or Disney kid.
There's typecasting still going
Yeah.
on. That's so
Can
wild,
I ask you? I'm sorry, bro. Did you ever like when you were actually acting? Did you enjoy that process? Because I know a lot of people that just like, especially kids in our genre, they just didn't like making movies. They couldn't wait to get off set, and I always enjoyed it. So like,
I'm more like you. I completely enjoyed the entire process. I've always known that allure behind the curtain because I was so theater trained. I love the process. I love the character development. I love
fun, right?
It's that is fun to me. And I, shameless plug, I teach acting classes and teach that entire process.
Oh, wow.
And I wrote a book, and it's called All That You Need to Know About Show Business, and it goes from, hey, how do you get an agent, to, okay, I got an agent now. What do I do next? Okay, this is my audition. How do I do an audition? All right, now I've got the role. What do I do on set? Okay, now I finish my role. What do I do after that? Like, I take you through the entire process of it because there isn't anything out there like that, especially.
no, I need to get that book. I have people all the time ask me. Seriously, I have people all the time be like, "How do I get into acting? How do I get into acting?" I'm like, I don't really know
You
anymore.
just, my parents did it for me, kind of. I don't know if
Basically,
you're age.
yeah,
I don't know.
exactly
Yeah,
what it was.
Yeah.
My parents got me into it, and
Yeah.
that was it. And
Yeah.
when it became like my thing, I dropped the ball miserably. So
Hey.
I'm gonna definitely look into this book. What's the name of this book?
All that you need
Okay,
to know,
just-
play off of all that.
I get it.
All that you need to know about show business. It's all on Amazon, or you can go to my website, GiovanniSamuels.com, or GS Acting Workshops, because that is my acting company.com, and there's books on there. If you buy it from me and the website, you'll get an autographed copy.
Hey,
Awesome.
that's enough.
It's a good incentive, if you ask me. Guys, please give it up for Giovonnie Samuels and Shaun Weiss. An amazing combination of people who you would never
Thank
think
you.
would maybe be together, but Ranger Stop and Pop brings us together for fun things like this. And I also want to say this is the first time, I believe I saw you two meet each other at the table right before we had our panel
This
here
is
tonight.
our first time meeting.
This is the first panel I've ever had I didn't need to be at.
Wow.
Oh, you guys would have been just fine without me. I'm glad you let me be a part of it.
course.
Have some fun with you guys.
Yeah.
Give it up for them again, everybody. Huh?
Thanks, you guys.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Stop by their tables, please. Check them out. And for goodness sakes, tell people there's a panel room over here. We've got more to come.